Don Fults was born on July the 4th, 1944. He was 12 years older than me. He's my first cousin. His father and my mother were siblings. My memories of Don go back to early childhood. We grew up not too far from each other on farms. His parents were salt of the earth, hardworking, good people. And Don turned out to be pretty good people himself. He spent many years traveling across the prairies doing agricultural sales and telling stories. And then he got into real estate. And Don was one of those guys, that could walk up to anybody and have a meaningful conversation. He could talk to anyone. And he really was a very talented storyteller. My favorite memories of Don was sitting and reminiscing about the good old days. In fact, sitting quietly and listening to him talk with my parents about the good old days. Don and my dad were really, really good friends before my mom and dad got married. But Don was always my mom's favorite nephew, and she loved him fiercely, and he loved her back. He was the one that told my siblings and I the stories about my dad's misspent youth. The coming home from a country dance down lonely back country roads, drunkard and a skunk, and rolling the old Model T in the ditch and having to walk home and get the tractor to pull it out. Stories like that. He was the keeper of the family stories. And I will always, always be so grateful for the time that I was able to spend with him, absorbing all those family stories, because now I have that background that I can share with my grandchildren. And family history is really, really important. And it was to Don, too. Don was one of the kindest, most authentically generous people I've ever known. He wasn't just a son and a father and a husband. He was a mentor and a friend to so many people. He's very devout within his church, and he was one of those people that actually walked the walk. He didn't just talk to talk. He put his money where his mouth was. He spent a lot of time working with the homeless downtown, feeding the hungry. Always incredibly generous, not just with what he had, but with his time and energy too. And he's going to be so painfully missed by so many people, including me. Don, I'm going to miss you. I really am. I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss talking with you about the good old days. But we'll see each other again on the other side. And when we do, let's pour a glass of wine or a cup of tea and sit and reminisce. Rest easy, my friend.